I was afraid you might not be here.
I told you I'd be here. We'd better hurry if we want to see the ceremony. See, those with the candles are the ones who are taking the veil. Our teachers are in back of them. The first one is old Sister Mary Margaret. She teaches history. And next to her is Sister Mary Euphemia, who teaches science. And over there near the entrance is my favorite, Sister Mary of Mercy. I'm so glad you're waiting for me, Eben. Isn't it beautiful? I always feel a little closer to the truth of things in here. As if pretty soon I would understand. How beautiful the world is, Edmund. The sun goes down in the same lovely sky, just as it did yesterday and will tomorrow.
When is tomorrow, Jenny?
Does it matter? It's always. This was tomorrow once.
Where I come from, nobody knows, and where I'm going, everything goes.
I've heard that somewhere.
Of course you have. You sang it to me that first day in the park.
Did I? I'd forgotten.
The wind blows, the sea flows. God knows.
I think he knows, Eben.
So this is where the master works.
Well, there's much of a place. It's over here, Spenny. Yeah. Of course, it isn't finished yet.
Don't be coy. Let's see it.
Well. What do you think?
Well, Adams, you found what you were looking for.
Like it?
Adams, I've been selling pictures for many years. And in my business, it's always a dream that someday you'll come across, shall we say, a great picture. This is, I feel now, a sort of fulfillment of mine. Oh.
He means he likes it.
I'm glad.
Do you remember my saying there ought to be something eternal about a woman? Something not of the present nor of the past? Well, here you've caught it. It's the face of that same little girl. Yet what you've seen in that face is without age or time.
Well, it isn't finished. It really isn't.
Take it easy, Adams. It's a great picture.
Carried forward on a wave of exultation, I worked eagerly to complete the portrait. The face framed in its dark hair, the brown eyes tenderly dreaming. I began to realize that I was caught by an enchantment beyond time and change. I knew at last that love is endless, and today's little happiness only part of it. I've looked for you so often.
I had to see you tonight. You know, I've just graduated from college and...
Wonderful. Now we can be together always.
Well, I'm afraid we'll have to wait a little longer. You see, my aunt is ill and she wants me to go away with her for the summer.
When do you have to go?
Tomorrow. I couldn't go without saying goodbye.
Goodbye.
Oh, it'll only be for a few months. Anyway, we have until the morning, and I think a little more.
Jenny, I'd be lost without you.
No, don't say that, Evan. Can't both of us be lost. Look at the moonlight on the water. It makes a pathway across the river. The Jersey Hills are over there, aren't they?
In the distance.
You say it sadly, Evan. Aren't you happy?
I've been thinking, no matter how far away that kind of distance is, it can be reached. Over there beyond the hills, one can drive to it. North among the pines, eastward to the sea. It's the only kind of distance I ever knew anything about before. But now I feel it's another kind of distance, a crueler distance, a distance of yesterday and tomorrow, and it frightens me. Frightens me that there's no way to bridge it.
There is. At this moment, I know there is.
I want it to be forever.
It will be. Have faith. How still it is. Listen. The whole city's sleeping. No one left in the world but us.
No one but us.
Oh, heaven. Life's beginning again. Look, the little boat put its lights out.
Night's over, it's tomorrow. Jenny, I'm not going to think of this summer or the future at all. I leave that to you. Why we met, how it came about, I don't know.
I know we were meant for each other. The strands of our lives are woven together, and neither the world nor time can tear them apart. Oh, Eben, I wish you'd finish my portrait. Eben. Eben. Do you think people can know what lies ahead? I mean, what's going to happen to them? You know how you feel sad about things sometimes? About things that have never happened. Perhaps they're the things that are going to happen to us. Perhaps we know it, and we're just afraid to admit it to ourselves. I guess that's silly. I guess it's just my funny mind.
Jenny, Jenny.
Oh, hello, Eben.
Hello.
Where are we?
Together. Poor darling.
I guess...
You must be worn out. I'm sorry.
I fell asleep.
Yeah. Come here. Look. It's finished.
Oh, Eben. Is it really of me?
It's you. Portrait of Jenny.
Oh, I think it's a fine painting.
Do you?
I think it will make you famous. I think someday it will hang in a museum and people will come from all over the world to see it.
If they do, it won't be my work they'll come to see. It'll be you.
Thank you, Evan. And now you must sign it. Evan Adams. Oh, Evan. I want always just to sit and watch you paint.
Now that I've found the perfect model, I'll paint her again and again.
No, I didn't mean that. I mean, I want you to paint all the beautiful things in the world.
You're the most beautiful thing in the world.
But, Evan, these pictures of yours, of the sea and Land's End Light, each time I see them, my heart seems to stop.
Curious. Till I suppose it is a forlorn sort of place.
Oh, well, don't let's talk about it anymore. Tell me about Paris. Did you study there?
Yes, indeed.
Oh, Evan, I wish we could be there together. It would be such fun.
We'll do it, Jenny. I'll take you to the Luxembourg, and to the fair at Fontainebleau.
Oh, yes, Evan, yes.
We'll go out to the forest of Saint-Cloud in the spring and drink new wine under the trees.
Oh, Evan, I feel as though we were there already, as though we'd been spending our whole lives together.
Oh, Jenny. What is it that makes a man and woman know that of all the other men and women in the world, they belong to each other? And is it just chance their being alive in the world at the same time? You think it's possible that there might have been others in other times whom we might have loved and might have loved us?
Oh, no, no others. Among all the people who lived from world's end to world's end, there's just one you must love. One you must seek until you find him. You, Evan, you, my darling. I must go, Evan.
Please don't go, Jenny.
I don't want to, but we'll meet again when summer ends.
Are you sure, Jenny?
I don't know quite where. The wind blows, the sea flows. Oh, Evan, I want to be sure. Tell me you're sure.
I'm sure, Jenny.
I'll get my things. Oh, Evan, what a lovely scarf.
Sure is, Jenny.
A present for me?
I thought you'd like it. I've been saving it for a long time. Ever since we first met in the park. Jenny. Chip. In the afternoons, the sun slanted lower over the city. And sometimes at evening, a wedge of wild duck wavered southward against the Manhattan sky. Summer turned away into fall, but Jenny did not return. I felt a dreadful loneliness. Where was she?
Yonder, yonder was the home of my sweetheart. Yonder, yonder, 'twas so long ago. I remember my lover and the kiss of no other love. Yonder, yonder was so long ago, was so long ago.
I suppose I ought to be minding my own business, but you're carrying quite a load, Mac, all by yourself.
Gus, you don't understand, and...
Mac, supposing... Now, remember, I'm only supposing, but...
What, Gus?
Well, supposing she didn't ever come back.
She's got to. Can't be that I...
Yeah, but if something happened to her, don't you have to go on living, pal? Don't you?
You've never believed the whole thing, have you, Gus, about Jenny?
Well, now, don't be putting words in my mouth.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter whether you believe. It doesn't matter whether anybody believes, because I know.
Sure you do, sure. But weren't you telling me she goes to a convent?
She's not there anymore. She graduated.
Oh. Yeah, but the sisters are great ones for keeping in touch.
Yes, she liked the sisters. There was one who was a favorite.
Well, why don't you ask her?
Jenny said she felt closer to the truth there.
Look, Mac, I'll drive you out first thing in the morning, if you'll promise to get a good night's sleep.
You'll have to let me owe you for the ride, Gus.
Your money don't signify, Mac. As my mother used to say, if you've got friendship in your heart, sure you don't... What was it my mother used to say?
I don't know what I expected to find at the convent. I knew only that it was there that Jenny had found some inner truth. It was there that she had said to me, "I think he knows Evan." For the first time since I had last seen Jenny, I had a feeling of not being alone. A feeling that the world and Jenny and I were one. What if for a while we had lost our way? Yesterday rose again ahead of us. We had found beauty together, and we could never lose it.
Good afternoon.
What was it you wished to see me about?
Well, I wanted to ask you about a girl who graduated from here. I thought possibly you might have some information as to where she is.
I might. We often keep in touch with the girls after they leave. What was her name?
Jenny Appleton.
Jenny Appleton?
Yes. You remember her, don't you?
Yes. Yes, I remember Jenny very well. Even though she was not of our faith, Jenny was one of my favorite pupils. A lovely girl with a strange spiritual beauty and a gentle kind of sadness that always troubled me.
I think that describes her perfectly. Have you any idea where she is?
Why, Jenny died.
When?
Years ago. Oh, I'm afraid I've shocked you.
Well, no. We obviously aren't speaking of the same person.
Did you know her family?
No, I just know they were killed in an accident.
A wire broke? They were trapeze performers?
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid it must be the same Jenny Appleton. Her aunt brought her to us shortly after her parents' death. She stayed with us until she graduated. Then her aunt came and took her up to New England for the summer. We corresponded a great deal. Would you care to have me read you one of her letters?
Please.
Won't you sit down? I was so touched by her letters that I saved them. This is the last one she ever wrote to me. My dear Sister Mary of Mercy, we are returning very soon. The summer has been a very long and lonely one. How I want to see you again and sit and talk to you about all that has been worrying me. I know you tried to teach me how beautiful the world is and how it keeps on being beautiful every day, no matter what happens to us. But sometimes I have the dreadful feeling that this beauty will never be complete for me, that I will never find someone to love who will love me. It's a thought that terrifies me, dear sister, and I need your comfort and your wisdom to help me. Your loving Jenny. That was the year the terrible tidal wave hit the New England coast. October 5th. I remember it well. I always offer my communion for Jenny on that day. I afterwards learned that Jenny was in the habit of sailing out every day alone to a little cove near an abandoned lighthouse.
Land's End Light.
During one of those trips, the waves struck. That was the last anyone ever saw of her.
Land's End Light. That's where I'll find her.
But Jenny is dead, Mr. Evans. You must accept that fact. Hard as
I
it
won't
may
accept
be.
it. Don't tell me she's dead. I held her in my arms 3 months ago, not 10 years ago. I love her. I want her back.
What vision has been vouchsafed you, I can't say. But don't doubt the ways of Providence. You must have faith. We know so little, so very little.
I don't mean to be abrupt, and I'm grateful for your kindness. When did you say that wave struck the coast?
October 5th.
And today is?
October 1st.
That leaves me 4 days.
But, Mr. Adams, that October 5th was many years ago.
Are you so sure? You say we know so little. You say Jenny's parents were killed. I found her sobbing on a bench the night it happened. You say she was a student here. I visited her here. You say she went to New England with her aunt. I was with her just before she left. Then how can you say it all happened many years ago? Yes, we know so little. And yet now, I know a little more. I know now the pattern of Jenny's life. But I also know that I am part of it. She herself said that strands of our lives were woven together and that neither time nor the world could break them. This I have faith in. Thank you, Mother. I must hurry now. Thank you for your kindness.
Keep yourself. What's wrong, Adams?
I'm going away, Spinny. I don't know for how long. Here's my portrait of Jenny. Will you store it for me until I come back?
Of course. Where are you going?
I think I know where she's going to be. I've got to be there waiting for her. A little place up on Cape Cod called Land's End.
Well, Adam. Where have you been? I've got a lot of commissions for you.
In that case, perhaps you'll advance me $100.
Well...
Give him the $100, Mr. Matthews.
Yes. What's the matter, Adam? Is there something wrong?
Never mind that. Just pay him, Mr. Matthews.
As you say, Miss Spinney.
Thank you. Thank you, Spinny. Thanks for everything. Bye, Mr. Matthews.
Goodbye, my boy. Have a good rest. We'll do big things together later.
Paint me a little church while you're there. A little white church with a big steeple. And don't get yourself drowned in the sea.
What makes you say that?
Oh, men do such foolish things. I'm afraid of the ocean.
You're tough. Sea wouldn't get you.
Tough ones drown, too, you know.
Bye. Any warning of the storm yet?
What storm is that?
The hurricane that's coming up.
No hurricane coming up around here, young fella. Fair weather. That's what it says. Right there.
How far in advance would the barometer show if one were coming up?
Far enough.
Didn't show far enough when we had that hurricane back in the 20s.
I heard about that hurricane. Happened just about this time of year, didn't it?
Yeah? By golly. Come to think of it, it was October 5th. I remember. Because October 4th's my birthday. Today.
I'd like to get out to Land's End Light. You know where I can charter a boat?
Land's End Light. Can't think of any reason why anybody'd want to go out there.
Never mind my reasons. Do you know someone with a boat?
My pa's got a trim little boat.
That's fine. Would you mind taking me to your pa?
No. Come to think about it, I don't think Ma'd like him to rent the boat.
Well, I reckon you better go down and see Eek. I've heard tell of how he rents his boat sometimes.
Where'll I find Eek?
Oh, it ain't hard to find Eek. He's always sitting in the same place.
Where's that?
Well, I'll tell you now. You go down to the jetty and ask for an old codger named...
Mighty nice of you to rent me a boat.
You could go in there and buy a new one for what you're paying me. But what I don't see is how you figure to get her out tomorrow in all this muck. Ain't a breath of wind stirring.
There'll be wind, all right. Plenty of it.
Maybe. Never been too sure about them things. Not since that hurricane we had back in the 20s.
What about the wave? I heard something about a great wave.
Great wave. Hey, there was a wave, all right. Sometimes I think I never seen it. That I just read about it, like something in the scriptures. It come up out of the sea like a mountain. Coming toward the land, like the day of judgment.
You didn't happen to know a girl, a visitor who was caught by the wave? Her name was Jenny Appleton.
You know, it's queer you should ask me that. I used to rent her my boat. I should never forget her till the day I die. Did you know her?
Yes, I knew her.
Pretty little thing, wasn't she? Such big, sad eyes she had. Big, sad eyes. Something about her that seemed to come from far away.
What happened exactly? Where was she when the wave struck?
Well, she reached Land's End Point. That much is certain, because I found the bow of my boat tied to the wharf there. Well, anyway, what was left of it.
Let me ask you something. If she had made the lighthouse, she might have been saved. Isn't that so?
Yeah, but she didn't make it.
No, I know.
It was a pretty tough climb up them rocks. And all that wind. Especially for a female.
I suppose it would. Alone.
Mountains and break in pieces the rocks before the Lord. But the Lord was not in the wind.
afraid I wouldn't find you. I'll never let you go again, never.
Oh, it's been so long, Evan. Let me look at you.
Jenny, the wave is coming.
It's all right, whatever happens.
Whatever happens, it's you I want, Jenny, not just dreams of you.
Evan.
Please believe me. The wave will strike again and soon. We can have a whole lifetime
We
together.
have all eternity together, Evan. Can't you see? We were lonely, unloved. Time made an error. But you waited for me. And so we found our love.
Now we must lose it?
No, Evan, now we're just beginning. There is no life, my darling, until you've loved, been loved. And then there is no death.
We must reach the lighthouse fast.
But you're fighting nothing, Evan. Nothing. Evan, go without me.
No. There's nothing in life, nothing at all without you.
You must live on, Evan, but with faith.
There it comes!
Goodbye, my darling.
Jenny! Jenny!
There, young feller. A shave will make you feel better.
Morning, Captain Cobb.
Morning.
Spinny.
Hello, Adams.
What are you doing here?
Well, frankly, I was worried about you. I thought I'd come up and see how you were doing. Captain Cobb kindly let me visit you, so you see we're both his guests.
It's nice of you, thanks.
Oh, 'tain't nothing. But let me tell you, young feller, it's a mighty lucky thing you told Eke where you was aiming to sail for. For 'tain't likely we'd ever have been able to find you at all. No, sirree, Bob.
Did they find anyone else?
There weren't nobody else darn fool enough to keep a boat out in that blow.
But her boat.
What's she saying?
She had a boat.
I don't rightly know what you're talking about, young feller. But there weren't no other boat at all but out from any place around these parts that day. And you can bet your boots on that. Can't figure out why he ever rented him his boat.
You saw Jenny again, didn't you, Adam?
It's awful. Awful. I try to hold on to her. But the wave.
Take it easy. At least you saw her again.
Yes. I'm glad you at least believe about Jenny.
Yes, Adam.
You do, don't you?
You believe it, that's all that matters.
Where'd you get that scarf?
This. It was near you when they found you on the beach.
Yes, Benny. I saw Jenny again.
You mean this is Jenny?
It's all right. I haven't lost it. Everything's all right now.
portrait of Jenny. Isn't she beautiful? I wonder if she was real. Oh, she must have been. What does it matter? She was real to him or she couldn't look so alive.
How very wise you are.
Oh, Eben, is it really of me? I think someday it will hang in a museum and people will come from all over the world to see it.